leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, is on a 3-day visit to the United States of America, where he is scheduled to engage with the Indian diaspora, meet with business and academic leaders, and participate in other activities. This marks his first international trip since the Lok Sabha elections. Amid his US visit, Sam Pitroda, the chairman of Indian Overseas Congress, joins us in this very special telecast. Recently, he had made headlines when he compared Rahul Gandhi with his late father, Rajiv Gandhi, and stated that Rahul is a strategist more so than Rajiv was, and they are products of different times, tools and different experiences. At the outset, sir, thank you very much for taking out time and speaking to us on the broadcast. This will be Rahul Gandhi's very first visit to the United States as leader of the opposition. What does his itinerary look like?
He's not coming as the leader of the opposition in his official capacity. He's coming in his personal capacity. His itinerary is brief. He's going to spend a day in Dallas and 2 days in Washington, D.C. Just after he became leader of the opposition, I have been essentially bombarded with requests from a variety of people, not just in the US, but from all over the world, especially diaspora, think tanks, media, politicians, students, universities, with a request to interact with him. So we thought, since there are elections in the US in November, and since college is open in September, and US Congress also comes back from long holiday, summer holiday in September. September looked like a good window of opportunity to schedule his visit. Earlier, we were going to schedule it for a week or so, but then right after that, Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir elections were announced. So we decided to shorten it. Now he'll be here for 3 days.
All right, sir. Do you think the approach of Rahul Gandhi when he goes abroad on such trips is often misunderstood, considering how many times it has created controversy?
He has not created controversy, but controversies are created by people who specialize in misinformation, lies, and spend a lot of money in promotion. They control media. They have their own narrative that they promote blindly. They've done this to me. They've done this to many other people, including Rahul Gandhi. And they do it on his trip also. There is no controversy. You create controversy. Open conversation, free flow of idea discussion normally do not create the kind of controversy you see in India. It is okay for you to disagree with me. It is okay for us to have different views. But they start by saying, oh, by going abroad, you are hurting India. You are criticizing India. Nobody can hurt India. You don't criticize India by saying things about India. You criticize government. But that's not similar to criticizing a nation. You are entitled to criticize government. But people assume you criticize government or one or two government leaders, you are criticizing a nation. Come on, that's misinformation. That's what creates controversy. But that's the way it is. We accept that as way of life in India, especially with Indian media.
So, sir, do you think Rahul Gandhi now going as the leader of the opposition then changes his approach abroad?
Interest has increased in listening to Rahul, interacting with Rahul. He will be still talking about the issues that he's concerned about. He'd be still talking about democracy, inclusion, diversity, income inequality, economy, employment. These are the real issues of concern, not only to India, but also to many countries in the world. Right now, according to many of us, world is going through serious challenges, whether it is because of Gaza war, Ukraine war, Somalia, or many other wars going on in the world, or because of unemployment, economy. So these are common challenges to many parts of the world. And he'll be exploring those, and we'll have a fair, open conversation about it.
You recently said that Rahul Gandhi is more intellectual and a better strategist than Rajiv Gandhi. What drove this observation of yours?
It was part of a general question because, one, the times are different. The time during Rajiv Gandhi era was very different 40 years ago than it is now. Rajiv Gandhi was working as the leader of the ruling Congress party with great deal of majority. Rahul Gandhi is working as an opposition leader. Rahul Gandhi has been bombarded by media, well-orchestrated campaign, highly funded campaign against him. At the same time, Rahul Gandhi is highly educated compared to what people say. He has master's degree. He has been studying abroad for many years. He studied in US, he studied in Harvard, he studied at Cambridge. And he thinks differently. He goes into deeper issues. He's also great at meditation. He's good at, many other skills. So I find him, in my own way, a person who spends a lot of time strategizing. Rajiv Gandhi didn't have time, perhaps, for strategizing. So it is not a comparison saying one is good and another is bad. It is a comparison saying these are different times, and one has one skill set, another has less of that skill set. It's fair. And it's one man's view. That's my view.
So you've also claimed a transformed image of Rahul Gandhi. What do you think then has caused this transformation?
Both yatras helped him a lot. It helped India a lot. He could listen to the people of India. He could feel and touch their energy, aspirations, expectations, and challenges. So he got a chance to internalize those big issues at a national level. I think his empathy got touched with a lot of contacts with large number of people. And in the process, India got to see him directly, without biased television media. All of those who came in contact with him realized who real Rahul Gandhi is versus who fake Rahul Gandhi media had created. So, it's a thing that works both ways, and I think Yatra has helped him a lot. The fact that he could witness and withstand onslaught on his personal character, capabilities, concerns for people of India by well-orchestrated, well-funded media campaign itself tells me a lot about the individual. Anybody else would have collapsed under that environment. I would have collapsed. But he has survived and he has become stronger. And you got to give him credit for that.
Sir, if that's the case, I'd like to understand, in your opinion, why has this transformation of Rahul Gandhi still not been enough to match Narendra Modi's numbers even in the 2024 general elections then?
Elections are not necessarily the only parameter in democracy. Elections are a beginning of a democracy. Numbers matter to a point, but if your lower number doesn't mean you are less capable. If your higher number doesn't imply that you are more capable. So let's separate individuals from institutions. Individual may be totally incompetent and may get large numbers. An individual may be highly competent and could get less numbers. It's an election process, which is very different. So don't confuse election results with just individuals. Individuals are part of a larger institution, environment, mood of a nation. So I don't think it's a fair comparison. Anywhere, not just in India. Even election in US, to me, is not about Trump versus Kamala Harris. It is more about democracy versus little more authoritarian rule. It is more about liberal versus conservative. It's more about this policy versus that policy. So it's unfair to attribute entire election result to one individual.
All right, sir. And on that note, the Bharatiya Janata Party often complains about Rahul Gandhi's visits abroad, and their criticism of these visits is linked to how it seems like he's calling for foreign intervention. Would you like to clarify on this matter?
He has never, ever called for foreign intervention in Indian affairs. It's a lie that they propagate. And media then picks it up and further amplifies it. Having a fair conversation is not invitation to intervene. You got to know the difference. Coming to America and saying that this government is not doing well does not mean you are criticizing India. You are criticizing the government. That does not mean, come help me, bring your guns and fight for me. No. Who gives you this idea? You got to be naive to interpret a conversation on a university platform or at a think tank as an invitation by the government or for the government to come participate in other countries' affairs. It's all bogus, total lies. But that's what I hear from them, and that's what I've seen from them. So what can I do?
All right, sir, my last and final question. How do you think the Congress party will fare in Haryana, and what issue or promise can resonate with the people, with the electorate of Haryana?
Leaders in Haryana to decide. I cannot speak for the leaders of Haryana, but I can tell you, we have a lot of confidence when I say we, our leaders, that they will win Haryana this time. I have spoken to them on and off, and I believe things look pretty good. Okay. I was talking the other day to Dipendra Huda, and one very important point he mentioned to me. He said, sir, he said, we get very little funding for sports, but we win the largest medals. Gujarat got the maximum amount of funding from the government for sports. And Gujarat essentially didn't win any medals. So his point was that we don't get the kind of resources we need. And as a result, thousands and thousands of young people from Haryana leave for better life abroad. I know many people come through very difficult route and enter US. And large number of those are from Haryana. They come here, they drive truck. They work hard at gas stations. These are bright young people with lots of energy, and they take a lot of risk. Why? Because there are no jobs in Haryana. Because Haryana does not get the kind of funding they should get for sports, as an example. So these young people feel frustrated. And they live in very large numbers. That's not good for Haryana. That's not good for families there. That's not good for Haryana farmers because they're losing young workers. So I think a lot of these issues will come up in the election time, but I leave it to the local leaders.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.